Okay, on the wave equation worksheet, we learned about the relationship between period and frequency. And then we did a worksheet on wavelength and frequency, where we had the speed of light equals wavelength times the velocity of the light. And so now we're going to add energy to that. So yesterday we did number 1 together, and so let's work through that again. The question is, what is the energy of a 7.66 times 10 to the 14th hertz? So step 1, write the equation you're going to use. So we're going to use E equals HV. Remember that H is a constant. 6.6262 times 10 to the negative 34th. And we know V as its frequency. So step 2 is to rearrange the formula and put in your knowns. We don't have to rearrange it, so we can just continue. So we have E equals H times V and that gives us 5.07 times 10 to the negative 19th. And here you need to decide what your unit. So hertz is for frequency, meter is for wavelength, and we're going to have joules for energy. So we put joules, circle our answers, and we're done with number 1. Let's see. Okay, let's go on to number 5. So number 5 you can't do directly, and the real question before I changed it was, what is the wavelength of a 1.31 times 10 to the negative 22nd joule? But I broke it down into 2 pieces for you. So you can't get directly to wavelength from this equation. And we know that we're going to use that equation because they gave us energy. So we start with solving for V, and then we'll plug it in to the equation that has V and wavelength in it. But first we have to find V. So we got to manipulate our equation to get V alone. And that gives us that V equals E divided by H. When we plug that in, our energy that they gave us is 1.31 times 10 to the negative 22nd joules divided by H, which is 6.6262 times 10 to the negative 34th. And that's going to give us 1.98 times 10 to the 11th, positive 11 hertz. So that gives us V. So then we want wavelength. That's what the question originally asked us for. And so then step B for number 5 is to use the equation, the speed of light equals the wavelength times V. So we have V, and we want to know wavelength. So we have to rearrange our equation to get wavelength by itself. So we get the wavelength equals the speed of light divided by V. So that gives us 3.0 times 10 to the 8th divided by our answer from our energy equation, 1.98 times 10 to the positive 11th, and that gives us 0.00152. But remember, in science you're going to change things to scientific notation, so you want one whole number. So we end up with 1.52 times 10 to the negative 3rd. And a lot of you missed this when I went over your worksheets, in that this is meters. Circle your answer, and then you're finished. So this is the answer to the A in number 5, and this is the answer to part B in number 5.